Hey guys, Mitch here, Merz Farm Equipment. Today we're here to talk about the Fendt 1050. So the 517 horsepower wheeled tractor from Fendt. 517 horsepower, let's check it out. All right guys, so the Fendt 1050. So the series is the 1000 series Fendt. So they make this series from 380 to 500 horsepower. So this is the 1050, so the 50 at the end signifies 500 horsepower. It's actually 517 horsepower, but we're gonna call it 500 horsepower to average it out there. We'll take a little extra credit later. So 517 horsepower in a wheeled tractor. That's the first thing you're gonna notice. And you go to our competitors to get 500 horsepower, there's no way that they're gonna offer you 500 horsepower with wheels. You're gonna be on tracks. You're gonna be either quad track, and then you're gonna have a lot more moving parts, a lot more pieces that way, or a single two-track system. This is gonna ride a lot nicer. We've actually been out demoing this tractor this spring. Some guys with some John Deere 8R series tractors, brand new 8R series tractors, ran this thing and they ran it down the highway, and the first thing they said is that it rides so much nicer. So a couple things you're gonna notice with that is the front axle suspension. Yeah, I know our competitors have that front axle suspension too, but not like this. This is a front axle suspension that is designed more off of a race car than a tractor. So that, along with the cab suspension, along with the CVT transmission and the engine, everything coupled together is gonna make this tractor so smooth. Smooth is gonna be a word that you hear a lot when you demo this tractor. You're gonna wanna say, well, that's smooth, this is smooth, that's smooth. So it rides nice and smooth, the CVT is nice and smooth, the engine is all nice and smooth. Smooth is a good description for this tractor. So 517 horsepower is coming from the MAN engine. MAN is a German engine. Us here in Nebraska in the Midwest, United States, maybe we aren't as quite familiar with MAN as we probably should be. MAN had a guy working for him back in the day. His name was Joseph Diesel. Joseph Diesel took an engine and made it run off of diesel fuel. So naturally, MAN engines have been around as long as diesel engines have been around. They invented the diesel engine. So while we may not be familiar with MAN, it's a very, very good long history engine as long as diesels have been around. So 517 horsepower. The big thing with a MAN engine is because it runs on low RPM, high torque. So this tractor is going to run in field mode from 15 to 1700 RPMs. So it's gonna be low RPMs, high torque. 15 to 1700 RPMs is gonna do a couple things for us. That's gonna keep our RPMs down, obviously. When you keep those RPMs down, your fuel consumption is gonna be down. The more RPMs, the higher, the faster the engine's running, the more fuel you're gonna be going through. So at 1600 RPMs going across the field, pulling a disc, pulling a piece of machinery, you're gonna be able to keep your fuel consumption down. The second thing is it's gonna be quieter because it's running at 1600 RPMs. So again, that smooth word is gonna come out. Because of those low RPMs, it's gonna be smoother to operate. The engine's gonna run smoother at a little bit slower of a speed, but still have the high torque ability. That being said, with the high torque, when you get into some situations that you may be bogging things down, this thing's gonna lug. It's gonna grip down and go and lug. You won't be able to pull this engine down and kill it, all right? This thing's gonna grip, and it's gonna gut, and it's gonna just reach within itself and keep pulling. So the kahunas that this thing has got is really out there with that low RPM, high torque system. Part of that low RPM, high torque system is the CVT transmission. So the CVT transmission is a completely clutchless transmission. It's smooth. There's no ranges in here. There's nothing of that sort. So that transmission allows you from going from the slow side, on the slowest setting, it's 65 feet per hour. 65 feet per hour is the slowest speed you can set this at, all the way up to 33 mile an hour for road, and you're gonna go from 0.65 or 65 feet per hour to 33 miles per hour without ever any range, without ever any clutch, without ever any shifting. Literally, it's seamless and smooth from 0 to 33 mile an hour. that CVT, that engine, that combination is going to blow your socks off, and you're going to operate this machine and you're going to be like, man, it's just smooth. It's just smooth. That word's going to come out of your mouth as you operate this. So get a hold of your dealer, and if you're in this area, if you're in eastern Nebraska, we'd like to get you set up. If you're in northwest Missouri, northeast Kansas, we'll get you set up with a demo for this tractor, because you need to be in that seat and operate this tractor to truly understand how smooth it really is. So a couple different more options we've got. So that's the main part of it. So we've got 6 CV hydraulics on the back. So on the back we do have 6 hydraulic functions. We can go back around here. 6 valves, and it is 113 gallons per minute is what you're going to have hydraulic output on this tractor. That 113 gallons is truly dedicated auxiliary hydraulic flow. With a Fendt tractor, we are not using the same system for our power steering or our brakes or our CVT. Those are all separate. On some of our competitors, mainly the other green brand, I can tell you that when you get into high hydraulic functions, when you're pulling a planter and that planter's taking all the hydraulics that tractor's got, you're gonna start seeing where maybe the CV or the IVT, maybe the power steering, maybe some things of that sort are going to be robbed, you know, rob Peter to pay Paul type thing. This on the Fendt is going to be completely separate, so you're not going to have that system that you have to give something up to gain something. This is dedicated, it's completely separate, 113 gallons of hydraulic flow coming back here to this planter or any other hydraulic implement that you may have. You've got the 3-point buttons right here, low on the fender. You've got PTO. You've got a valve set up there, so auxiliary valve, you can have one, so like on a hydraulic jack, things of that sort, you can have that set up and run it from right here, back here on these fenders. The other thing you're gonna see here is this is on a Fendt planter right now, and we're using the glad hand off the tractor to supply air to the planter. So the tractor has onboard air compressor. So we don't have to have so you've got clean sweep or anything air on your planter, you're putting an air compressor back on your planter. When you're putting an air compressor back on your planter to run the clean sweep, that air compressor's eating dirt. It's eating dust all day long. It's just natural that that is a wear item that is going to wear because it's back there in the dust and the dirt. Fendt solved that problem with the onboard air. We've also got air brakes on this. So it's just cool when you get in your tractor and you take the park brake and you release the park brake and you just hear that air release, that psst, just like you're in your Peterbilt, your Kenworth, whatever, right? You're in your 18-wheeler, you take the air brakes off and you get that psst. That's what you get right here with the Fendt. Just cool to have that, but there's definitely functionality for it. This tractor in particular is not set up with the VarioGrip, but that is an option with the Fendt. The VarioGrip allows you to use that onboard air compressor to auto-inflate and deflate these tires. So you can pull into a field, let air pressure out of your tires, go to do your tillage work, and you've got the low air pressure to allow you to get that better grip, that VarioGrip, grab that grip in the field. But then when you're getting ready to drive it back home down the road, you can just from the cab add air pressure back to your tires, put some air back in there, go down the road and save your tires long term. Tires are expensive, guys. This allows you to have the proper grip in the field, but yet not ruin your tires as you're going down the field, you know, half a day later. So lots of cool functions there. LED lights all the way across the board. The safety features are there. We can go through all the luxury items. I mean, you've got all the luxury items that you would have. You've got a nice cab. You've got 3 different screens. You got one screen that pops down from the roof. You've got an LED, LCD, backlit dashboard. You've got all that in the cab. We'll have another video to just go over all the cool stuff in the cab. This cab is second to none. Our competitors don't have a better cab. They don't have any of that, and none of them have the onboard air. They don't have some of the functions. And the main thing that I want to go back to again is that smooth engine, that smooth transmission, and the combination of the two to allow you to do your field work. Smooth, easy transmission, low fuel, save some money. Nobody wants to send money to Saudi Arabia. Keep that fuel consumption down low. And so you're not paying the fuel guy. You're not sending your money to Saudi Arabia. You keep that money right here. So here's where we're at, guys. Fendt tractor, 517 horsepower, the 1000 series, 380 to 500 500 horsepower on the Fendt 1000 series. So check them out. If you're in our area, we'd love to bring one out and let you demo it. If you're not in our area, get a hold of your local Fendt dealer, and we'll help you connect to them. If you need help finding your local Fendt dealer, give us a call. We'll help you hook you up to them. But most importantly, get in it, get it in your field, demo it, and you're going to understand why this brand is up and coming.